Welcome to Next Gen Manufacturing. Today we're diving into one of the biggest headaches in any modern machine shop, how to master those really tricky but super important gummy materials. You know the feeling, right? If you've ever stood in front of a machine, you've been there. You've got this high-spec part, a really expensive piece of metal, and instead of getting those perfect, clean chips, you just get a sticky, stringy nightmare. Well, today we're going to break down exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how you can finally put a stop to it.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get a handle on the problem itself. Then we'll dig into the 3 key ways to solve it: controlling your heat and chips, getting your tool engagement just right, and of course, picking the right tool for the job. And then we'll tie it all together so you can walk away with a solid playbook.
All right, let's dive right in. First up, the gummy material problem. We've got to know our enemy, right? So what are we actually dealing with here? Now, just take a look at this list. I mean, this isn't just a random collection of metals. This is the A-list for modern, next-gen manufacturing. We're talking about the stuff that goes into aerospace parts, medical implants, you name it. They're amazing materials, incredibly tough, super durable. But boy, do they have a reputation for being gummy when you try to cut them.
So the big bad guy in this whole story, it's a little thing called built-up edge, or BUE for short. And what it is that the heat and pressure from cutting gets so intense that tiny bits of the material you're cutting literally weld themselves onto the tip of your tool. Seriously. Think about trying to cut wrapping paper with scissors that have old sticky tape gummed up all over the blades. It's a mess, and it's just not going to cut clean. That's BUE.
And this right here, this shows you the difference between a good day at the shop and a very, very bad one. On the one side, you've got the dream scenario. Nice, short, manageable chips that just break away clean. That tells you you're cutting efficiently. But on the other side, that's the gummy chip nightmare. A long, continuous ribbon that wraps around your tool, destroys your surface finish, and eventually causes your tool to fail completely. Okay, so how do we fight back against this? Well, it all starts with managing the environment right at the cut. Your first line of defense is all about controlling that heat and getting those pesky chips out of the way. And this is where coolant becomes your best friend. But it's doing 2 jobs, not just one. First, it lowers the temperature right where the action is happening, which helps stop that built-up edge from forming in the first place. But here's the other brilliant part. It flash cools those long, gummy chips, which makes them super brittle. So instead of a stringy ribbon, they snap into tiny, manageable pieces, and the coolant just washes them right out of the cut. The key, though, is that the coolant has to be high pressure and aimed directly at the point of contact. That part is absolutely non-negotiable. All right, so our environment's under control. Now, it's time to talk strategy. Because with these tough materials, you can't just brute force your way through. You have to be smarter. It all comes down to how your tool engages with the part. Now listen up, because this is maybe the single most important takeaway of the day. When you're fighting heat, your real enemy is speed, not your feed rate. Just look at this. You crank up the speed, and the temperature goes through the roof. But if you increase the feed, the temp barely even moves. So the mantra you need to remember is feed high, speed low. You'll still get a great material removal rate, but you'll keep that destructive heat under control. Next up, climb milling. With conventional milling, the tool kind of scrapes its way into the material, going from a thin chip to a thick one. All that rubbing just pumps heat straight into your tool. But with climb milling, it's the opposite. The tool takes a big bite right from the start, thick to thin. And you know what that does? It forces all the heat to go into the chip, which then gets carried away. Your tool stays way cooler and its life is extended big time. For gummy materials, it's climb milling all the way. And finally, let's talk about how you enter the cut. Just slamming into the workpiece with a straight line, that's like driving your car straight into a curb. It's a massive shock and it's just brutal on your tool life. The much smarter way to do it is with an arc-in tool path. You ease into the material. This allows the cutting forces to build up gradually, which gives you a stable, smooth engagement that really preserves the edge of your tool. Okay, you can have the best strategy in the world, but if you show up to the fight with the wrong gear, you're still going to lose. So let's talk about tooling, because having the right hardware, that's your secret weapon. So for these gummy materials, your tool really needs 3 things. First, you need an edge that's both razor sharp and strong, so it can shear the material cleanly without chipping. Second, you have to have the right coating. Think of it like a non-stick pan for your end mill. It's a barrier that keeps that material from welding on. And third, a higher flute count is often a good move because it spreads the wear and the heat across more cutting edges, which just helps the tool last longer.
Now, I want you to really let this sink in because this is a critical piece of advice. With these advanced materials, tool wear is not a slow, gentle slope. It's more like a cliff. The second a tiny bit of wear starts to show up, catastrophic failure can happen almost instantly.
So the crucial lesson here is you have to be proactive. The moment you see the very first hint of wear, you change that tool. Don't try to squeeze a few more parts out of it. Waiting is a recipe for disaster, and it can mean scrapping a workpiece that's worth thousands of dollars. You have to be vigilant.
All right, we've talked about the cutting environment, the right strategy, and the best hardware. Now let's put it all together into a simple, actionable playbook that you can use right away. Here it is, your 4-point playbook. Number 1, flood the cut with coolant and get it right in the zone. Number 2, feed high, speed low to keep that heat down. Number 3, engage smartly. That means climb milling and arcing into your cuts every single time. And number 4, be proactive with your tooling. Use the right one and change it at the very first sign of wear. You know, these techniques, they aren't just about avoiding problems. They're about unlocking potential. This is how you learn to work with the advanced materials that are building the future of technology. So now that you have the playbook, what amazing things are you going to go create?